Smith, the Falcons had a big 21-6 win over Holy Spirit last night. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Hey, Sully. How you doing today?
Hey, what's up, man? You awake yet?
Yeah, I've been awake since about 4:30. So.
Breaking down some film?
Yeah, well, thought process, your head spins, and then in early watching film already. You got it.
Nice, man. It's always a grind with you guys, you high school football coaches.
Yeah, you just fall into that routine. It's just the way it is, the nature of the beast. You to win, and as soon as you go to bed, the win's over with, and you start worrying about the next thing.
Hey, that's how you get the championships, right?
Yeah, you got to put the time in. That's for sure. It doesn't happen naturally.
Congrats on the win last night. A big win for you guys. Locked up your playoff appearance. Tell me about last night's game, your thought process going into it. You knew Holy Spirit was going to come out pretty tough. They've been playing some good defense the last month or so. What was your thoughts going into that game?
Yeah, we knew it would be a battle. I mean, Spirit's a good young team, runs the ball very well, been playing good defense, like you said. We've had our spots. We've played well through the season, but we haven't been able to finish a couple of games, and that was our challenge this week. And the kids know we needed to finish a game, play 4 quarters of football. And last night we came out and we did. We had a little incentive just to make sure we could lock up a playoff spot. And, the kids came to play, and we played 4 quarters of football and played a great defensive game last night to shut down the running game.
For people who've never seen an Oakcrest game, talk about your 2 top guys there, Kendall Elliott and Terrence Smith, and how much they've meant to that program. And these are guys who really put in the time all off season, and they're dedicated. And they really lead this group you got, and especially for Terrence Smith, it's great to see him in the playoffs as a senior. Has such a great career there at Oakcrest.
Yeah, they are special kids. They were. I've been watching them since they were in the junior football league, and they were that first recruiting class that was really key for us because Cedar Creek had opened. Every so often, the kids from Oakcrest would wind up going to St. Joe's or Holy Spirit. And this senior class that we have now, they were the guys we really needed to get to come to Oakcrest and make sure we were going to keep that turnaround going. And they came and they played as freshmen. They own all the school records already. Still have games to play. They're great leaders. On the football field, Terrence is tremendous. Off the football field, in the weight room, not a yeller or screamer. Just does it by example. The kids really look up to him. You see the little kids all acting like him and stuff. The kids from the Lakers and stuff. But they are. They're workhorses. They're big high school running backs. They're a 2-headed monster in the backfield with our spread option that we run. And, we're not the greatest passing team, but, the goal last night was to get our runners to the second level. And we know once we get to the second level, it's tough to bring those guys down one-on-one. They just break tackles with 210 pounds each.
We're talking with Chuck Smith here on the South Jersey Sports Report 97.3 ESPN. Oakcrest High School football coach had a big 21-6 win over Holy Spirit last night. Coach, I think the thing that impresses me most about your guys is just the leadership of guys like Austin Forver, Will Fish. These guys are, and they get it. They know they're more than high school football players. They know they have a presence in the community, and I know that's something that you've really stressed with this group is to be out there, be involved. Talk to the parents, talk to the younger kids, be role models in school. How important is that? Just the whole experience of being a football player and not just Friday nights.
That's huge. When we got this job 6 years ago, it was tough because Oakcrest had been on some downtime for a long time in regards to football. People didn't really wear the colors or have anything that said Oakcrest football around the community, and we slowly have built that up. And, we got people going to the games. You go to the JFL games, you see people wearing Oakcrest football stuff, and it's our kids that started it, because they're proud. They've accomplished something. They've made a turnaround here. We've made the playoffs 4 out of 6 years now, which, out here was unheard of. Look, guys like Fish and Austin, they're just great role models all around. They know. We always say that football players are held in a higher regard in the building. That's not to take away from the other student athletes that are here, but football is usually a thing that gets the school going, gets the school spirit going, and and I always say you have a bigger target on yourselves in the hallway, and you got to act appropriately and hold yourselves higher to a higher regard, a higher standard, whether it's in the classroom, behaving in the hallways, staying away from trouble, stuff like that, and to look out for each other. And these guys have done that, and I can't say enough about them. I'm just lucky to have guys like Austin and Fish and Terrence, as leaders on our football team.
Coach, what's this next week going to be like in terms of preparation? Anything different? I'm sure you try to keep it as similar as normal to a regular season, but there's got to be a buzz around practice, the next week or so. And these guys have got to be jacked up for a football playoff game. It's kind of what you work for all season. You had that loss against Central Regional last year. I'm sure the guys are licking their chops to try to redeem themselves from that.
Yeah, we try to keep the routine the same. We're in here working now. My staff's in here and trying to get a jump. We're finishing up the game from last night, critiquing that, and then we're going to start working on possible playoff opponents because we don't know who we're going to play till the results of the Lakewood Point Pleasant Borough game later today.
Okay.
Then we'll see how things shake out with who we're going to play. But like the kids, like last year, after coming off the 2 rebuilding years, where we won only 3 games in 2 seasons. Last year was about making the playoffs. This year, it's about making noise in the playoffs. No, we're not just happy to be here. Yeah, it's great that we got to the playoffs. That was a goal. It's always a goal to get to the playoffs. But we're not happy with just being in the playoffs. We want to do something in the playoffs. So, and the kids know that. Last year was about getting there, and they had fun, the experience. But this year, it's more of let's do something in the playoffs now, not just be happy that we're here and just show up. We want to do something in the playoffs this year.
We get Coach Anderson to fire him up this week.
Yeah, well, he did a good job last night because we had senior night last night.
Nice.
So I told him the night before, I said, hey, listen, you're going to give the pregame talk tomorrow.
Awesome.
So I'm going to stay on the field with the seniors. So I think it caught him by surprise, but I didn't want to give him too much time to prep for it. And
go on emotion, man. Hey, that's playoff football. You got it. It's all emotion.
Yeah, he did it one time last year too. So I told him, I said, you're undefeated giving the pregame talk, so you're going to do it tomorrow night. So he's still undefeated, thank God. So I can rely on him again if I have to.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. We're up against a break. Apologize for that, but great catching up with you, and we'll catch up with you as the playoffs roll on here. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thanks a lot, Sully. Take care, man.
All right. Good luck next week. That was Coach Chuck Smith of the Oakcrest football program. Thanks to him for joining us here for a few minutes on the South Jersey Sports Report.